So yeah, I've done
Okay.
t-shirts in the past. But mainly that was like a client needed a t-shirt. So I'm just trying to figure out what I can create and put out there that can sell and make money on its own, and I don't really have to deal with returns and refunds and things like that as much. Yeah.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Okay. I agree. Um what I'm going to say and what
Hmm.
I think that we may want to start doing is I noticed that you said something about, "Oh, I don't know if I can make money from this."
Right.
And when you feel like you're not going to be able to make money from something that is
Hmm.
passive, you kind of want to change your expectations, right?
Okay.
If you're not printing,
Hmm.
packaging, or shipping, then
Mm-mm.
you aren't going to get as much money as if you were doing those things, but you are saving your time and your energy because you're not having to do those things.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
So when you look at a passive flow, right? Because
Right.
that's not essentially digital products, but it can turn to digital products. We're going to get
Hmm.
into that in the 10th day about taking your digital
Hmm.
planners and workbooks and journals and then using it on
And
Amazon.
I've been wanting to do planners and office products.
Nice,
Yeah, and so
nice,
I had some things. I actually got some designs that I started in Illustrator like a year ago.
nice.
But I hear what you're saying because I know people that have grown businesses with things that they do themselves
Mm-hmm.
at home. Like, so maybe I know a sister, she makes products, lock accessories. So for people with locks and hair products, but she has to ship everything out.
Exactly. So
I'm
you want
over
to change
50.
that
I don't
mentality,
want to do
right?
that. I don't want to do that.
Well, you want to change the mentality.
Right.
If I'm not going to get as much per sale, then I need
Okay.
to, one, make more sales, right? But your whole goal,
Okay.
your
I
whole
hear what you're
focus should
saying.
be marketing, should be new eyes on existing product.
Right.
And for me, I mostly talk to and work with service-based businesses. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a way for you to grow and scale your existing business
Mm-hmm.
without burnout, right? Because when you do
Yes.
a design project, it takes a couple of weeks, it's a lot
Oh,
of
yes.
check-in with people. And
Yes.
so that's that heavy time work versus
Mm-hmm.
if you buy a template from me or if you buy a book from me,
Mm-hmm.
I do ship some of them. I ship some, I have some on hand, and then I
Mm-hmm.
send them to Amazon. And so it just all depends.
Okay. And
So
I have some book ideas like for teaching people how to develop a special skill in Photoshop. So
yeah, you
yeah.
can package that
Mm-hmm.
as a course, right? Like
Yes.
that can be that's the digital product as well. And so
Mm-hmm.
when we think about digital products, we really want to think about what are ways that I can give information
Mm-hmm.
to someone in record time, right? So that can be a checklist, right? It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to be so complicated. If you're able to save somebody 8 hours of search time because this checklist is going to tell you everything you need to do to start,
Interesting.
yeah, to start your knitting
Yes.
business or to start
Mm-hmm.
anything. So you can sell lists,
Mm-hmm.
you can sell
Wow.
guides. So if you
Mm-hmm.
can take somebody from a step-by-step guide and it's going to save them something or teach them something, you can teach them that.
Mm-hmm.
You can also do ebooks. And
Mm-hmm.
so there are a variety of ebooks. When you think about ebooks, some of them are free or super cheap, and they're
Mm-hmm.
really 2 to 3 pages. They're not super
Right.
lifty, but people are
Mm-hmm.
buying it as long as it's because think about it.
If it solves a problem.
If it solves a problem and if you're pricing accordingly. If I'm paying, $5, $10 for something, I'm not expecting it to be how to end world hunger.
Right.
So the price
Okay.
point kind of goes with
Of
what's
course.
in there. But
Mm-hmm.
I've also seen people sell books and courses for hundreds of dollars, courses for thousands, but I've seen books that have been sold for hundreds of dollars because it's telling you something. It's pretty much like a course. And
Mm-hmm.
so you can kind of think about it. So there's that. Then there's planners, journals,
Mm-hmm.
ebooks. Those are the things that me and my team create, as well as
Mm-hmm.
what you can do as well. And later on this week, we're going to have templates that you can buy for planners, for workbooks, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's all in black and white, so then you can change the text, change the font,
Mm-hmm.
and you can do what you will with it having your own brand, but you have something to start with. And so we have an 8x10 size for those things. And I believe we're
Okay.
working on a 6x9 journal too.
Mm,
And so that is what we're going to be able to kind of give you the tools as you're growing. But today we just want to talk about all the different types. Then
okay.
there's also courses. So courses, I've seen a couple of things. When you are teaching something, like for me, I'm teaching this and I'm recording it. I'm
Mhm.
recording it and I'm going to then repurpose it as possibly a addition to my course. I could put it on YouTube. I can use this as a lead gen. I can make this a webinar. There are so many things that you can then do to turn into it. But if you are teaching
Uh-huh.
something, if you are going live, make sure that you record those things, that you can bundle it into a larger course.
Okay.
You also want to think about what you're teaching, right? You want to think about the you 5 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and that is who you were creating stuff for. Think about who you think you were, because a lot of times people think that digital products, creating something that I'm using my mind, isn't for me because I need to have a PhD, 20 years
Right.
experience, all these different certifications before
Uh-huh.
I'm qualified. And that's just simply not the case.
And I
You just
teach
need to
Adobe.
identify who
Yeah.
that target audience is that doesn't
Uh-huh.
know what you know,
Right.
or put yourself back into, again, that space of where you were 5 years ago. What
Uh-huh.
tools do you wish you would have known about? What resources, what
Uh-huh.
platforms, what templates do you wish you would have gotten? And you're going to then go ahead and create them, but then you're going to have to go ahead and then sell to those people as well. So you got to think about what's their mentality? Where were they at? Where do they go on Facebook groups? Where are they? What are they? So that is what this challenge is going to be about. So today, I really want you guys to think about
Uh-huh.
who you want to be as the expert, right? How are you positioning yourself as this expert? And yes, I know that you know a lot of different things and you are an expert in probably many things, but it's better to focus on one thing, create it, and then always build upon it. So you can do this challenge time and time again, but I want you to kind of finalize or think about one subject, not really topic, because your workbook can also turn into a planner, can also turn into a course. So you can really do that. And I actually suggest that every time you have an idea or a theme, try to get 3 items out of it so that you can bundle them,
Okay.
right?
Cool.
Because the goal is to start,
Uh-huh.
making money. For me, when people test me out, a lot of times they'll buy a book from me, buy a
Uh-huh.
planner, buy a journal, test me out. And then after that, they'll be like, oh, okay, I want to do it myself. And then they'll buy either a template, or they'll want me to do it and that's not for me, or they'll buy the course. But that low cost barrier to entry is they're testing me out. Do I know
Right.
what I'm talking about? Is my stuff of value? What's going on? And so that can be your checklist, your guide, maybe your ebook, and then your
Uh-huh.
course can be your upsell. But that's normally how people test you out. Rarely are people meeting you from the first time and ready to go and get that high ticket offer. They got to
I
test you
agree.
out and see where you're at. So you want to
Absolutely.
kind of make those different things. So that is where I want people to be. And then when it's come times for courses, again, courses, you can record and just sell the replay of you teaching something. You can also use platforms, and we're going to get into them, but they're like Teachable, Thinkific, and Kajabi, where you can actually drip your content. So if you want to have a 3-week course and only give them the first week's information, you can do that. And I really like those because these platforms allow you to see where they're at in their progress, as well as kind of build your own sales team and have different people be affiliate sales for you. So it's a lot that you can do with this type of portion. But the first thing you got to figure out is, where are I'm taking these people? And when you think about a course, you just got to figure out, where are they starting and where are they ending? And what are you guaranteeing that they're going to get to? So what is their like kind of steps through? And with
Uh-huh.
courses, you don't want to teach it or treat it like college, where like there's a midterm and then a final, but in the middle, it's
Uh-huh.
kind of like wary on like if you're passing, if you're not, how you're doing. You
Uh-huh.
really want to have quick wins on each course section, because remember, this is a online course. A lot of times it's self-paced. So you
Uh-huh.
want to motivate people to finish your course. And you do that by having them have quick wins on each chapter.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
when you're thinking about courses, you want to flip it that way. And for your homework, I want you to, so for tomorrow, I want you to
Mhm.
figure out what are you good at, right? So what items do people ask you to do, either with your family, friends, or coworker? What have you gone to school with? What are you certified in? What are you an expert in, or what do you like to do? What are your hobbies? So list that so you can figure out what you want. I know you've already talked to me, Rhonda, about what you are kind of leaning into, whether you're going to be a design or whether you're going to get into some kind of books or that type of stuff. But really figure out, maybe make a list of maybe 20, because it's always nice to have a ongoing list. That's how I work. And then you just cross them off one at a time. But when you do it that way, you may have 2 or 3 years worth of like product development right on your sleeve. And now it's just all about creating that brand audience to want to dive into and work with you. And so that is the fun part. That's kind of the part that you're going to get quick wins. You're going to get some sales and stuff. But if you already know, like, okay, I made this, but I'm going to create more once I hit my revenue goal, or once I hit this goal, that's great. But you want to figure out what are the things that you're going to potentially create. Then I want you to figure out what is the thing that you're going to actually talk about. So very briefly, what is the beginning point, what is the middle point, and what is the end point? And what you want to create, whether you want it to be a course, a planner, a journal, a workbook, an ebook, a guide, or a checklist. So, and it can be more than one, it can be all of them, but I want you to come back with what that is. And then tomorrow we're going to dive deeper and kind of build upon this product. And so if you're confused, or if you need some ideas, this is a great time for you to go on Amazon, go on Barnes and Nobles, kind of browse through online courses. There's Coursera, where you can kind of look at some stuff. There's you can browse Thinkific, you can browse Teachable. You can even look at your favorite designer or favorite social media influencer and see what kind of course they have together. But you want to look and kind of see what's out there, and we will build upon that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've been wanting to do design courses for a while, actually, like what I used to do in person at Blue. And yeah.
It's going to be amazing. Like, I
Mhm.
think that that's going to be super lucrative.
Mhm.
People want it. People are always trying to brush up. And you got to think about it. Yes, there's tools out there, but if you can tell me that if I follow your steps, I can come from being a novice to an expert in
Mhm.
6 weeks or 3 weeks, like, that's somebody's extra income. That's somebody
Mhm.
taking money and putting it back into their account because they don't have to pay a
Mhm.
designer. That's somebody finding, or building their niche, or growing their own business. Like, so you want to sell that. Like, that is the
Mhm.
why you want to sign
Mhm.
up. But first thing is, what does that look like?
Mhm.
And then once we figure out what that looks like, then we can talk about how long it needs to be and price point. But I love that. So I think that from the design aspect, you can even come up
Mhm.
with like a designer planner, how to
Mm.
planner for designers, right? How to map out your day. And inside
Mhm.
your planner can be like sketch time, design time,
Mhm.
implementation time, client feedback. Like, there's so many
Mhm.
things that you can do specifically to, again, how designers roll.
Mhm.
And you can have
Yes.
tools that you suggest, like Trello, and things that people use, Slack, to communicate with clients and make things more organized. So those are the things that I would suggest.
Okay. Cool. This is good. Thank you. So, yeah, time to get these ideals.
Yes, so get these
Mhm.
ideas started,
Mhm.
and I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to
Okay.
figure out what time. Are you open all day? I'm going to make it around your schedule.
You know what? Tomorrow, no, I work during the day from home, and then tomorrow I have a 4 p.m. networking meeting. So then I could do 5 if you wanted to
5.
do it earlier. Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll put 5 o'clock for tomorrow.
Okay.
And yeah, we're good to go. Thank you so much
Okay.
for
Thank
joining.
you,
I'm excited
Danny.
for
I
this.
appreciate it. Me too, because I need to get off the fence with this. Okay.
All right.
Okay, awesome. Bye-bye.